Hello, and a very warm welcome to you all. I'm Arjun, and today we're diving deep into a phenomenon that has redefined not just cricket in India, but the global landscape of sport itself, the Indian Premier League. It's a spectacle of flashing lights, roaring crowds, and cricketing talent from every corner of the globe converging onto one grand stage. The IPL, for many, is the pinnacle of T20 cricket, a carnival that enthralls millions for 2 glorious months each year. It's where heroes are made overnight, and where the impossible often becomes reality. But like any entity that commands such immense popularity and financial muscle, the IPL is not without its complexities. It's a coin with two distinct sides, and perhaps even a third more complicated edge. In this video, we're not here to just sing its praises, nor are we here to solely point fingers. Our aim is to embark on an honest exploration, to dissect the good, to acknowledge the bad, and indeed, to confront the ugly facets of this cricketing behemoth. We want to understand its profound impact, both celebrated and criticized. So, settle in, maybe grab your favorite cuppa as we embark on this journey. We'll look at how the IPL has been a crucible for talent, a provider of unparalleled entertainment, and an economic powerhouse. But we'll also cast a critical eye on the pressures it creates, the controversies it has weathered, and the questions it raises about the spirit of the game. This is an attempt at a balanced discussion, a look beyond the sixes and wickets, into the heart of what makes the IPL tick, and sometimes what makes it stumble. Let's begin with the undeniable sunshine the IPL has brought, and its most striking feature, undoubtedly, is its phenomenal global reach. It's not just a domestic league, it's an international festival of cricket. Players from Australia, England, the West Indies, South Africa, New Zealand, and even emerging nations all come together. This cross-pollination of cricketing cultures, styles, and strategies is a sight to behold. It has taken cricket into homes that perhaps only knew of the game in passing, creating new fans, new enthusiasts. The IPL has, in many ways, become a soft power ambassador for India, showcasing its passion and organizational capabilities on a truly grand scale, year after year. And then, there's the talent. Oh, the sheer, unadulterated talent it unearths. Think of Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja in his early days, or even younger players who suddenly find themselves sharing a dressing room with their idols. These are stories that inspire millions. The IPL provides a platform where a young, unknown cricketer from a small town can bowl to a Virat Kohli or a Kane Williamson, learn from a MS Dhoni, and suddenly find their life transformed. It's a high-pressure environment, yes, but it's also an incredible finishing school, fast-tracking the development of players who might otherwise have taken years to emerge, if at all. It's a dream factory, and the dreams it manufactures are often breathtakingly real. Beyond the serious business of talent identification, let's not forget the pure, unadulterated entertainment. The IPL packaged cricket in a way that was previously unimaginable. The vibrant jerseys, the music, the celebrity owners, the fireworks. It's a complete sensory experience. It brought families to the stadiums. It made cricket an evening spectacle, a primetime event. The close finishes, the super overs, the sheer athleticism on display, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's a format designed for excitement, and more often than not, it delivers in spades. This entertainment quotient is a massive part of its success, drawing in even those who aren't traditional cricket purists. The economic impact, too, is something that simply cannot be ignored. The IPL is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It generates enormous revenue for the BCCI, which one hopes is then channeled back into the development of cricket at all levels across the country. It provides lucrative contracts for players, not just the established stars, but also domestic cricketers who gain financial security. Think of the employment it generates, from event management and broadcasting to hospitality and security. The league has also significantly boosted the valuation of franchises, attracting big corporate houses and creating a whole ecosystem around itself. Finally, and this is a point often cherished by the players themselves, is the camaraderie and learning it fosters. Imagine a young Indian spinner sharing insights with a seasoned international batsman from a rival country, or a fiery overseas fast bowler working in tandem with an Indian captain. These interactions, these shared experiences in the dressing room and on the practice pitches, break down barriers. Players learn about different cultures, different approaches to the game, and different ways of handling pressure. This melting pot of cricketing intellect is invaluable, not just for the individuals involved, but for the global game as a whole. It truly embodies the spirit of cricket as a unifier. Now, as with anything that shines so brightly, there are bound to be areas where the sheen wears a little thin, where the chrome shows a few cracks. One of the most frequently voiced concerns is player fatigue. The cricket calendar is relentless, and the IPL, with its intense 2-month schedule, adds another significant burden. Players, especially those who play all 3 formats internationally, often find themselves shuttling between national duty and franchise commitments with very little downtime. This can lead to burnout, injuries, and a potential decline in performance over time. The human body, even that of an elite athlete, has its limits. This ties directly into the scheduling issues that often plague the league. The IPL window is carved out, but it sometimes brushes against international tours, forcing players and boards into difficult choices. Does a player prioritize a lucrative IPL contract over a bilateral series for their country? This club versus country debate is a recurring theme. And while the IPL offers undeniable benefits, its timing can sometimes put national boards in a tight spot, particularly those with fewer financial resources than the BCCI. Finding a harmonious balance that serves both the league and international cricket remains a perennial challenge. Then there's the pervasive commercialization. Cricket has always had a commercial aspect, but many argue that the IPL has taken it to an entirely new level, sometimes to the detriment of the game's soul. The sheer volume of advertising, the strategic timeouts that seem more for commercials than tactics, the sometimes over-the-top branding, it can feel like the sport is occasionally a sideshow to the business. While financial health is crucial, the question always lingers: where do we draw the line? Has the pursuit of profit occasionally overshadowed the spirit of cricket, the simple joy of bat meeting ball? Controversies, too, have been an unwelcome, yet not entirely infrequent, companion to the IPL. These aren't always the major scandals, which we'll touch upon later, but the smaller, simmering issues. Think of debates around player auctions. The sight of players being paraded and bid for like commodities can be unsettling for some. On-field spats, sometimes escalating beyond acceptable limits, can leave a sour taste. Questionable umpiring decisions, amplified by the high stakes, often lead to heated discussions and accusations. These incidents, while perhaps minor in isolation, collectively contribute to a narrative that the IPL isn't always the pristine spectacle it aims to be. And what about the impact on traditional cricketing loyalties? For generations, fans supported their state teams in domestic cricket, and of course, their national teams. The IPL introduced city-based franchise loyalties, which are incredibly strong and passionate. However, this has, for some, diluted the importance of domestic competitions like the Ranji Trophy. Furthermore, the intense rivalries fostered between IPL teams, featuring players who are national teammates, sometimes create awkward dynamics. It's a new layer of complexity in the relationship fans and players have with the different manifestations of the game. We now venture into territory that is, frankly, uncomfortable but essential to discuss if we're aiming for an honest review: the ugly side of the IPL. And perhaps nothing casts a darker shadow than the instances of match fixing and spot fixing that have rocked the league. The 2013 scandal, involving players and team officials, was a particularly damaging episode. It wasn't just about a few individuals compromising their integrity, it was a betrayal of the fans' trust, a stain on the reputation of a league that prides itself on excitement and fair play. Such incidents raise fundamental questions about the vulnerabilities inherent in a high-stakes, high-money environment. The fallout from such scandals is immense. It erodes faith in the sport, making fans question the authenticity of what they're watching. Every unusual on-field event can suddenly be viewed through a lens of suspicion. While the authorities, to their credit, have implemented stricter anti-corruption measures and handed out significant punishments, the specter of fixing is a difficult one to completely exorcise. The vigilance needs to be constant, the education for players paramount, because the integrity of the competition is its very bedrock. One hopes the lessons from these dark chapters have been truly learned and embedded. While the passion of IPL fans is largely a positive force, there have been instances where this passion has spilled over into unacceptable behavior. Fan violence, though thankfully rare within stadiums in India compared to some other sports globally, is not entirely unheard of. More pervasive, perhaps, is the toxicity that can manifest online. Players, and sometimes even their families, are subjected to vile abuse on social media after a poor performance or a team loss. This cyberbullying is a disturbing trend creating an environment of intense, often unfair pressure and scrutiny that goes far beyond constructive criticism. The immense pressure, especially on young, uncapped Indian players who are suddenly thrust into the limelight, is another ugly aspect to consider. They go from relative anonymity to national fame almost overnight, with huge financial rewards and intense public expectation. Not everyone is equipped to handle this sudden transformation. The fear of failure, the constant need to perform to retain a lucrative contract, and the exposure to the less savory sides of fame can take a toll on their mental well-being. Support systems are crucial, but the sheer velocity of change can be overwhelming for some. Finally, we must acknowledge the undercurrents of power and influence that a league of this magnitude inevitably attracts. The sheer amount of money involved can, at times, lead to perceptions, if not outright instances, of decisions being influenced by factors other than pure cricketing merit. Whether it's franchise politics, opaque ownership structures in the past, or the sheer clout of certain individuals, these elements can contribute to a feeling that the playing field isn't always level. Metaphorically speaking, maintaining transparency and robust governance is a continuous battle when the stakes are this high, and any lapse can feed into the ugly narrative. So there you have it, the Indian Premier League in its multifaceted glory and at times, its discomforting reality. It's undeniably a force for good in many aspects, a talent incubator, an entertainment juggernaut, and an economic engine. It has given Indian cricket and indeed world cricket some unforgettable moments and incredible stars. The sheer joy it brings to millions, the opportunities it creates, these are things to be genuinely celebrated and cherished. It has truly changed the way T20 cricket is played, perceived, and consumed globally. However, it's equally clear that the IPL is not without its significant challenges. The pressures on players, the relentless commercial drive, the shadows of past scandals, and the occasional unsavory incident remind us that it's a constantly evolving entity, one that must remain vigilant against its own excesses. It's a mirror, in many ways, to the complexities of modern sport, where the lines between entertainment, business, and pure athletic competition are increasingly blurred. The quest for balance is, and will continue to be, paramount for its long-term health and credibility. Ultimately, the IPL is a league of stark contrasts, a vibrant tapestry woven with threads of brilliance and threads of concern. Its journey is far from over, and how it navigates its future, addressing its flaws while building on its strengths, will determine its lasting legacy. But what are your thoughts? Is the IPL a net positive for cricket? What are your best memories or your biggest concerns? Do let me know in the comments below. I'm really keen to hear your perspectives. Thank you for joining me on this discussion.